cowboy has deep historic roots tracing back to Spain and the earliest European colonizers of the Americas.
How do you think cowboy culture has affected you?
Well, cowboy culture has a positive effect on everybody that touches it. That culture teaches you morals and values, teaches you to respect other people, teaches you to love the land and care for animals. Those are a lot of things that people in this day and age are losing. And it's good for us to embrace those and hold on to those values because they change us in a positive way.
Around 1519 is when the Spanish came to America and started to build ranches. Landowners mounted native Indians on horses and taught them how to herd cattle. In the mid-17,000s and the 1820s, livestock productions flourished in the Southwest. Markets were open to sell these animals in markets that sold only end products like meat, hides, and tallow.
Kevin Cisco Taylor, also known as Mr. K.
How do you think cowboy culture started?
Cowboy culture in large part is going to start right around the Civil War and the time thereafter, when we've got a bunch of people who used to serve in the military looking for jobs and trying to fuel a sense of adventure, and a lot of times left a little bit unfit for normal polite society by their service in the military, making their way west across an expanding country and getting in on the new cattle industry as railroads made it possible to ship cattle from all across the west to places like Chicago where they could be processed for meat.
Who were the first cowboys?
Believe it or not, with our typical picture of a cowboy, the first cowboys are going to look a lot different. Most of the first cowboys are going to be African Americans freed from slavery during the Civil War.
How do you think cowboy culture has changed the history?
Well, it's left a footprint to the west, from New Mexico all the way up to Montana and everywhere in the Intermountain West. Not only are cattle a part of how these states run their economy, but it's become a major part of culture with the way people dress, the way people talk, and even just the way we think about stuff that has to do with the open range and things like that.
On the ranch, the cowboy is responsible for feeding the livestock, branding the cattle, tending to different animal injuries, and cowboys also move livestock to different pastures.
How do you think people can actually learn cowboy culture?
I think people can learn from a cowboy on how to ranch, which includes working the land, taking care of livestock, and the produce that's on the farm that we farm.
Okay. What state is the most known for the cowboy culture?
There are multiple states that have this cowboy culture, but in today's day and age, I think that Texas is known to be the cowboy capital of the world.
Okay, what is the difference between a cowboy and a vaquero?
A vaquero is known as a person who manages cattle, and a cowboy is a boy who tends to the cattle.
You.
Cowboy culture means living off the land, riding horses to get places, hunting and fishing, and trusting God to keep you alive.
Okay. What are some conflicts that cowboys had to face?
Cowboys face predators trying to kill cattle, the environment like harsh winters and droughts, and fighting off rivals that are trying to steal their goods.
Okay. Why do you think there were conflicts?
They had conflicts because living off the grid is unpredictable. Illnesses and tough environments made it hard for them to stay alive.
Okay, what was their biggest conflict?
Their biggest conflict was probably with their rivals. They went after the same food, water, and shelter.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Nope.
How do you think cowboy culture has impacted your everyday life?
Well, it certainly depicts what kind of music I listen to. But just every day, it has impacted me. It taught me to appreciate hard work. It taught me to appreciate family, to respect God, and to always try to do the right thing, even when nobody's looking.
Who am I here with today?
Nehia.
How do you think cowboy culture has changed over the years?
There's like different stuff going on. Like, there's like cowboys, there's like ghetto cowboys, and then there's like cowboys.
How do you think work has changed for cowboys, and what are they doing today?
Like now they just do cattle. They don't do what they used to back then.
Are there still cattle drives today, and how have they changed?
Yeah, they are, but they haven't really changed.
Do you think cowboy culture is growing or dying?
It's dying high key because like ghetto people are coming inbound and like yeah.
Alright, thank you for your time.
How do you think cowboy culture has changed over the years?
Well, I mean, cowboys have been around a long time. They changed. Always changed. You know, they used to live out on the range and ride cattle, and then they became city folk, and then they became urban cowboys, and they just continued changing. A lot of the cowboys have grown by the wayside. It's a dying culture, and I hate to see that happen because cowboys teach us a lot of really good values. But I'm glad to see that some of the younger generation is starting to pick up that mantle.